Hello, everybody. Welcome back to High Vibe Times with Ashley and Teresa, Raw and Unfiltered. This is another part of our meditation series. And today we are talking about meditation myths. So, all the things all the stereotypes, all the things that people say, well, I can't meditate because dot, dot, dot. We're going to address those today. What's one that you think is a biggie that that's a myth?
Oh, the crisscross applesauce. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. I do not know the last time I crisscross applesauce. I literally don't know
Mhm.
when. I would look so funny getting up off the floor, actually.
Which is so funny because this is how I'm sitting right now because I sit like that all the time, but I've done it for years, so that's something. Yes, sitting with your legs crossed. I don't know what it's called in other countries. If you're watching from a different country, we call it crisscross applesauce. And with touching your fingers at whichever one you need for whatever. You don't have to sit like that to meditate. You don't have to sit like that to meditate.
Nope, sure
As a matter
don't.
of fact, you don't even have to sit to meditate. But that's a whole different, we're going to talk about that later in a different video, but that is a myth and you do not have to do that for sure.
Mhm. Yep.
The other myth that I love to say it's not true is people seem to think that you have to sit for 30 minutes, an hour in complete silence to meditate.
Hmm.
That's not true either.
No,
That's not
not at
true.
all. There's not
Uh,
a time limit on it.
mm-mm,
It's
mm-mm,
whatever you feel you need.
mm-hmm.
There's not any kind of time limit. And I don't know if you was getting ready to say this or not, but the clearing of the mind, that doesn't really happen either.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Nope. Our brains were not created that way. Okay. So if you think that you're gonna sit and no matter how you sit, no matter how long you sit, and your mind is just gonna go blank, that means you're dead, more than likely. So we're not gonna go that far in a meditation. However, I will say this, when you sit down to meditate and your mind does what your mind does, which is wander, right? Because that's what it does. You can always, what I usually do is I say, I acknowledge brain. I literally in my head, I'm thinking this. Sometimes I say it out loud if I really need it to be heard. Thank you, brain, for reminding me that I need to go to the store to buy some cheese. I'm focusing on my breath right now. I will come back to you in a minute. And I literally either focus on my nose where I'm, inhaling and exhaling, or the rise and fall of my chest or belly, wherever you're a breather. So it's literally acknowledging that. Thank you for reminding me. However, I'm focusing right here, right now.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. And I say the same thing, okay, I know I need to fold the laundry, but right now this is what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Not try to just shove it away, acknowledge it, and then, say you're going to come back to it. I think that helps, at least it helps my brain a
Me
little
too.
bit to kind of, chill and relax and let me center and focus in that meditation like I want to.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Another myth that I hear is that I have to have a specific place, like
Mm.
a altar or a meditation room or a meditation chair, or I had to have a special chair to sit in or whatever. You
No,
do not have to have all that. Is it great to have a place to sit, to come to? Absolutely. But
sure.
that is a luxury that not everybody has. And so you can meditate outside. You can sit on the steps of your house. I have meditated, and a lot of people have heard this story before, but I have grounded before in the bathroom of a big box store because I was with somebody who was taking my anxiety way off the charts and I needed a minute. And so I went to the bathroom and I sat there grounded, and meditation, going back to it, doesn't take You don't have to sit for 30 minutes. 60 seconds.
Yep.
60 seconds. Just try it for 60 seconds. And
Mhm.
then when 60 seconds doesn't seem long enough, then up it to 2 minutes
Mhm.
or up it to 3 minutes, you know, and you can slowly build that if you need to and you want to. Sure, that's great, but it's not necessary. It's not required for you to get the benefits of meditation.
Right. Another one came to my mind was you was talking, and that is that you have to have your eyes closed.
Oh, yes.
Don't have to have your eyes closed to meditate.
Mm-mm.
And honestly, there are times when I am doing mundane things like dishes, driving, things that my subconscious brain can do without me really focusing on it. That is a lot of times when my mind will meditate, because, or it's a lot of times when I'll tap into my team, I
Mhm.
guess. And to me, that's kind of meditation as
Mhm.
well.
Sure.
But yeah, you do not have to have, in fact, there are meditations that we'll talk about later that you specifically do with your eyes opened.
That's right.
So that's a big one. You don't have to have your eyes closed. Now, if it helps you to quiet your mind, absolutely,
Mhm.
but I do it both ways.
Right.
I literally do it both ways. There's meditations that I do with my eyes open, and there's ones I do with my eyes closed.
That's right. That's right. Another myth that I hear a lot is that if you don't go deep and go to this other level or next level or upper higher level, I don't know what people term it different ways, then you're not doing it right. Again, I've been meditating for a very long time, and I think I've been in that state that people refer to twice,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Hmm.
Because it takes a lot for you to get there a lot of times. And so I've that's not my purpose of meditating. I just
Right.
happen to be in that sort of zone or level or whatever you want to call it, 2 times in my life. But the benefits are for you to slow down. When you slow down and you get focused and you can focus on your breath or focus on something different, it brings your anxiety level down. It brings your stress level down. It brings the overwhelm down. It slows your heart rate. It slows your breathing and all of that sort of, it calms your whole entire system down. Right.
Yes.
So, don't think that if you're not, in another level or whatever you want to call it, that you're doing it wrong, because that's not correct.
No, and I'm glad that you said that about it brings everything down, because before I really got into doing this, I had panic attacks really bad and was on medication, high strength medication to stop panic, because it makes you, if you've ever had them, it makes you where you can't breathe, it's a terrible thing. I'd be driving and have one just because of a song that came on the radio, and would have to pull over because I couldn't even concentrate on the driving. But once I started meditating,
Mhm.
I rarely have to take any kind of medication anymore,
Mhm.
because I don't know if it's just because of what you just said. I'm able to calm my own nerves down. Meditating and grounding, I think that they both go hand in hand, especially
Sure.
when it comes to anxiety.
Yeah.
But I you know if I take it once a month, it would surprise me now. I just don't hardly need it anymore, because of the meditation can get me really centered and focused again, and bring that anxiety and overwhelmness down
Mhm.
significantly. So it is very beneficial for your health and well-being.
Mhm.
And to think that you have to do it one certain way. That's why we wanted to talk about this myth, because we don't want people to feel like they have to do it a certain way and then get upset with themselves because they didn't achieve this way of doing it, when that's not it at all. What you want to achieve is just centered and calm, and just kind of coming back to yourself, really. I mean, that's kind of the best way that I can explain it for me, is kind of bringing all of me back to me, and kind of getting it focused into that. So I don't know.
And when you do that, I think when you do get centered and grounded and you bring it back to yourself, that's when you can think clearer and think more in tune with what you need to do next. I mean, because we all live busy lives and always juggling multiple things at one time. And sometimes you just get this overwhelming weight and on you. And sometimes when if you're doing so many things and you need to focus on something, just sitting down for 60 seconds or 2 minutes or 3 minutes and just focusing on your breath, bringing it back to you, bring everything down a notch. That's when so many times I'm clear and I can focus on what I need to do, and then I can move forward. Because had I not take those couple of minutes, then I would still be very, very scattered.
Absolutely. So, and I think that's appropriate for just everyday life and tuning into our spiritual team and our spiritual guidance.
Mhm.
I can't, and into your intuition, I can't, excuse me, I can't do that
Right.
unless I meditate and bring myself, I can't really tune into my intuition and really be able to hear it unless I, have done meditation. That's why I do it on a daily basis, so that I'm open to that guidance that we can get from the other side, because they're not going to try to get through all the noise if we don't try to shut down some of the noise in our brain.
Mhm.
And so and meditation is helpful in doing that. And so we
Absolutely.
don't want anyone to get discouraged in doing it, because it is so beneficial in many different ways for our health and for guidance from the other side, all different things. So it's
Yeah.
so important.
Yeah. So if you're new to this, I would um, challenge you to get your phone, find a place to sit quietly, get your phone, set a timer, 60 seconds, 120 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever you want to do, and just breathe.
Mhm.
Start it out with just breathing. And anytime your mind wanders, which it will, please remember it will wander. That's what it does. Say, thank you for reminding me of that, or thank you for bringing that to my attention. But I am going to focus on my breathing for the next 2 minutes. And it
Mhm.
will probably, especially if you're new to this, it will probably be on your breath for like 2 seconds and then something else will pop up. It's what it does. It's okay. You're not doing it wrong. But come back to that and try it for a couple of days in a row, and see how it goes for you. And if you try it out, let us know, put it in the comments. And if you have a question about, should I do this or should I do that? Or what about this or about that? Put them in the comments. Teresa and I are in the comments. And we're the ones that respond. Nobody does that for us. We do that. And so come back, make some comments, let us know how it's going, and just try it out.
Mhm. And if you and try it out this week, and then next week we're going to post one about different types of meditation. So we'll give you some different ways to try, but we want you to try it out on your own and see, what you get on your own before we clutter your mind with any of our ideas.
Because we talked about mindfulness in the first part of our series, and that is one little branch, right, of
Mhm.
meditation. And we have others to offer and suggest and for y'all to look into. So just start there. You can start with mindfulness. And then if you want to bump it up, start with the quiet and sitting with your breath for 2 minutes. And then we'll give you some more options next week.
Yeah,
All
it'll be
right,
fun.
everybody. Have a great week. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and we will see you soon.
Oh, you had a card?
Oh, I did. Ah, thank you. I do.
No,
I
I
do
just
have the
got
club.
it.
Thank you for reminding me. And this is so fun. It says, and I know it's hard to read, it says unlimited,
Oh, yeah.
unlimited. And this is what it says: I create my reality with the thoughts I think and the things I focus on.
Whoa.
I am unlimited in my ability to create a beautiful life full of good and love.
I love that.
I know, right? So unlimited, focus, put your
Hmm.
mind to it. And so if you want to meditate, put your mind to it, literally.
Yep. Love it.
All right, everybody, have a good week.
Bye.